Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tasha. Let's get into this. So, guys, I hope all is well. Okay. No periodic table, no alien talk for this segment. However, the creator came through with a message you already know. And I just want to say before we even get into the segment that I want to give a little PSA. It's probably going to be some noise and stuff like that in the background. And I do apologize in advance, okay? A few weeks ago, I went a little bit into my situation. Maybe a year or so ago, I went into how we started arriving at the point where it made a lot of sense to do this podcast, okay? I divulged a lot of information, okay, about my spiritual journey. And it has been brought to my attention that people think I'm a phony. I kind of addressed this yesterday. I'm not going to keep going into it, but the creator wants to address things that needs to be addressed to avoid certain things from happening, okay? Don't come at me like I'm a fraud, all right? Because I'm going to read you your rights, all right? I don't care where we at. If you feel like you want to challenge me and you're being disrespectful about it, I'm going to read you your rights, beloved. So be careful how you come at me, all right? That's number one. Number two, we are at a point in life where we need to be learning how to accept what the Creator is giving us. Was it yesterday or was it the day before where we basically talked about not praying against certain things because it kind of interjects on, I think that was yesterday, yeah. It interjects God's plans, right? Because He loves us so much and we have favor over our lives, He answers our prayers, big or small, good or bad, right? Now, it's really important to have the relationship with the Creator, but it's more important to have, nothing's more important. It's important to have a relationship with the Creator, but it's more important for you to understand your relationship with the Creator. I hope that makes sense. A lot of people, they have gifts, they have purposes, they have double, triple, quadruple missions, and they don't understand it. Now remember, we always talk about how your obedience is more important than your understanding, right? And this is true. I can advocate for that from my own personal experience. But at the same time, there are situations that does not allow us the benefit of freedom, right? We don't get to have as much freedom as people who are not walking the straight and narrow path, okay? People that are not walking under the rulership of the Most High, they don't necessarily understand all of what comes with worshiping and following and being seriously obedient to the Creator. A lot of people, they just believe that, if they read their Bibles or their Qur'ans, go to masjid, go to church, go to mosque, go to the temple, that they're good. There's a way of life that goes with this. And of course, sure, God knows that we are human. There are going to be some things we need to constantly be working on and fixing And there are tons of things that we need to be balancing out. But for the most part, there's a lifestyle that goes with this, okay? And fear does not fit into that. You have to understand that there's a downside to walking with God, to being obedient to the Creator. First and foremost, if it happens to you, God allowed it. Whether you're walking with Him under His rulership and His rules or not. Okay, let's just start there. Okay, everyone is going to go through things in life as well as spiritually, whether you are obedient or not. In fact, your obedience will render you more attacks. I know it's weird. We feel that, if we are doing what we're supposed to be doing, things are going to be perfect and they run smoothly and they just are what they are, right? But unfortunately, because of this Roman dimension that we're in, that's kind of like going against the tide in the frequency of this dimension. So it's really easy to get attacked, okay? Because you're pretty much countering the energy and the essence of this dimension, okay? So expect for the spiritual warfare, for the attacks, for the outcasting, for the disrespect, anything that is not going to help you survive in this world is going to become a highlight in your life as long as you are following the Most High. Of course, He will step in and prevent certain things, right? But all in all, the more obedient you are, the more you will be attacked. It's just that simple, okay? Secondly, you have to be prepared for things like near-death experiences. And you even have to kill off your own self. The version of you that you know, that you've become acquainted with, that you're familiar with, that you have a good relationship with, is the portion of you that will have to die. The portion of you that you know most. The side of you that you have one of those relationships with that you don't really, really want to let go because it's fun. It's more familiar. You're going to have to kill that person off. Who you are in the world is not who you get to be in the spiritual realm. Okay? Those are two different versions of yourself. And if you are going to carry on as if you are not in this space, in this realm, in this, place of God, you'll get booted. Don't worry about it. Gotta replace you, right? We all have an understudy. Don't even trip. I just want to say that I have been stalked. I have been poisoned. I have had my brake line cut on my vehicle. I have had... Now, of course, my situation is my situation, and I'm going through it because there's money on the line, right? There are people who I am more valuable to as a dead woman than I am as a living human being, right? The who isn't as important as the why. The why isn't even as important as the how, like people have the opportunity to attack you, they'll attack you. It's just that simple. It's not really like rocket science. It's not one of those things we have to like debate and negate. It just is what it is. Okay, if you have been attacked for any reason since you started expounding and building your relationship with the Creator, then you are probably aware of like where I'm coming from and what all of this even means, right? Witchcraft, voodoo, all of that stuff has come after so many different attempts to take me out of here. All right. And I'm saying this to say that your relationship with the Creator is going to lead you in places where fear, anxiety, and desperation will become very heightened. Your job is to pray against those things, fast against those things, work against those things, build up your faith, build up your courage, your confidence, strengthen your relationship with the Creator. Like, all of that is important, right? All of that is important and a testament to the things that you are going to be experiencing as not only a child of God, but as a descendant of your ancestors. Remember, our ancestors have brought us into spiritual warfare like no other. Warfare that we have no knowledge of, nothing to do with, no reason to even be in the midst of, but we are because of who we're connected to in the spirit. So you have to be willing to understand the role that you may be playing in all of this, okay? And I don't want to, make people feel crappy for just, trying to be, in the world alone without God. I don't know how you survive without God. I mean, if you don't believe in God, obviously this isn't a relationship that you're looking to have. This isn't a segment for you. This is for people who have given up and they don't know why, and they need to expound on their relationship with the Creator. If they are actively pursuing a relationship with the Creator, or if they never broke it off and they're just fighting and they're just feeling like they're swimming upstream. These portals and cycles have come to a halt. Whatever you are experiencing, like I said 2 weeks ago, is residue or some last little finishing touches that you need specifically. Because remember, the residue is for all of us to experience. All of us have this windfall of drama and chaos that we have to fight through in order to get to the other side, right? To get to the peaceful, blissful side of what the Creator has for us. And then there is the aspect, the aspect of trying to figure out where you fit in. God is not like us. God is the energy of the Creator doesn't operate the way we even operate or understand in the smallest sense, right? So it's not a competition. You don't have to compete for God's attention. You don't have to overwork yourself. God knows your true intentions, the true desires of your heart. So it is your job, to make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing according to the will of God. Okay? This infatuation that we have with hate and killing one another and being mean to one another and just being really fucked up, these are not things that we usually focus on. Okay? We have to understand that who we are in the spiritual realm is totally independent of who we are in the physical, which means that those two different people or energies require different things. What is required for you to survive in the spirit versus in the physical? You're two different people, babe. There are two different timelines, two different everything. So you have to ask yourself, what is required for you to survive in the spiritual realm? What is God expecting from you in each of these realms? All right. But I'm going to end it here. I do love y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's extended weekend. I hope y'all are drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea because it is most definitely free. All right, love y'all. Peace.